What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. Happy International Volcanic Day! For better or worse, Payne changed how YouTube comment sections worked for a little bit, with people just begging for support and updates. He started the trend, but has far outlasted it. The other guy that was going really long was the Ritual Beast guy, I remember, and finally Kanahawk peeled off the list, and he had his day. Payne, maybe you'll get it with the Fire Duelist Pack, but in honor of this man, we're gonna look through what it would cost for some max rarity volcanics, and where a lot of the market has cooled off, this has stayed hot, hot, hot. The lowest first edition English volcanic rocket secret rare, and I thought this was crush cards for a bit, is $114 before they're $146 a piece. I love how this card looks, but boy, is that really worth it? And then Volcanic Shell. You might recall this had a stint in the metagame with Paleozoics a long time ago, and it was $70, $80. This is one of the few pieces that has cooled down and is now around 52 to 53 for one of the most amazing first edition looking ultimate rares. And Royal Firestorm Guards, some people forget about the legacy of the secret rare. It was always like $25, $30 even back in the day when it wasn't played in the metagame. It's sitting around $54 to $55, which it's been there for some time. I've done the math for you. Play sets of everything at the very lowest prices on TCG Player, which you can use that link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra. Support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying is $726 freaking dollars. So Konami, if you're listening, maybe do Volcanics in the Fire Duelist Pack when you get around to that. You've done the Wind one, you've done the Water one. Don't do some weird things like Fire Thunder monsters, which in conception would be cool. Maybe update Volcanics or a nice Pyro archetype instead of just a casual one. You got some money to make there. Alistair the Invoker is shooting up in price. Weird, we just got our first non-short printed invocation. Why keep the engine cheap? Just freak out and buy Alistair so you can normal summon him 5-head. But seriously, the super rare is shooting up past market price, only 16 listings left. The gold rare from last year only has 15 listings, and I haven't clicked on this. It's looking like about very quickly $5 card, and the secret rare is chilling at around $7 to $8, which it's been at. So my suggestion would be, since everyone's going Pog hype, or I just want to secure the cheapest playset I can, man, I want to normal summon Alistair finally, I've had it done to me for years, this is what it feels like to you, I would suggest getting the secret rare because it's most likely going to spike proportionally in price here soon. I could see it being $12 to $15, but if there is an easier access reprint on the horizon for Alistair somewhere, well, secret rare will maintain its price. Even if you got like a collector rare, it's mid-max rarity then. So I would think having the secret rare would lose the least value should there be a reprint, and also have the chance to gain the most value as these versions are pushing up towards its current price. The OCG is seeing some play of Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries in their format as it's developed. I know the OCG can be very different from the TCG, so take that as you will, but we're seeing a price of like $24 on the first edition secrets, which it's been some time since we've seen it creep up to there, and you can just see the crazy sales rates on first editions the last few days going from 16 and spiking it up to here. So be aware that's a buyout that's happening. If you want max rarity Ghost Girls and you've been waiting, you might either go now or be waiting some time for this to cool back down versus its trend. And if you have these, you have a little bit more money than you might have thought you had. I know a lot of people are diamond handsing that card. Odd Eyes Persona Dragon's not up because of Pendulum Triff. It's because we saw Odd Eyes support release that is very nice in the OCG. Odd Eyes Persona Dragon only has 2 printings though, 1 common, which is why it's able to be played in the EU, thank you. And then we have the Ultra Rare, which is a Jump Magazine promo, which has very few competitive listings and is starting to spike, but we do see YBM here with 70 of them. I know a lot of the big boys back in the day would get stacks and stacks of those Jump promos, so luckily that keeps it down from just skyrocketing out of control for a while if you want the holofoil version. Remember, $30 MSRP decks tend to breed a lot of harder to get commons over time, so these quantities going down aren't likely to suddenly replenish themselves. I'm going to be looking at card market now for a little bit. I know I have a ton of EU followers, but I just wanted to follow some cards, such as Floon the Rees, the magnificent map, that are trending a lot higher over on card market than the TCG market still. We've had time for the set to cool down, and this card has cooled a little in price, but Floon the Rees are proving themselves to be really persistent in the metagame and within the local like meta, I do think this is one of the decks to beat in a sense, but not like tier 1. I still think this is tier 2 / rogue. It's on the outside looking in, but is a deck you should not underestimate at all. Also, the map over on TCG, $5 to $6, pretty solid. It's not rushing off anywhere, so a good chunk cheaper, almost half the price over in the US versus the EU. Usually that's reversed, right? Like the prices are crazy in the US and they're calm in the EU or gradually follow US trends. I was looking at the Phantom Knight of Tornscale because people were like, I think it's crazy. It's only $3 over there in the US because I suggested it at $3 a while ago. But if you notice, all the $3 copies have actually disappeared and the free shipping's gone off all these. These are $4 plus for every single one when we're looking through, and they quickly become $4.50 or more. So, a trend that has followed EU being more expensive for once on the other end. Tornscale is starting to go up in price. I told you guys to get that around that $2.53 mark as a lot of the people are looking towards future metas, and here the EU was ahead for once. And finally, Maximum Gold has had some pretty crazy prices. We're still waiting for tons of vendors, especially on the East Coast, to get their gold to even open, ship out, or have it in stock. And we see such low quantities on so many cards for a weekend one. We're here on Sunday. We've had time for vendors to crack this open and list, except it's not in their hands to do so. So we're seeing mega low quantities of tons of cards that people want access to, such as access code Talker, and it's spiked way harder over here first. Now, I was watching Team Samurai X1 stream, and it did come out to be exactly the half print I thought it would be, and that's for a USA / TCG NA region print, right? I think they were on 12 to 13 cases, and they had pulled 21 access code Talkers, which at a half print is exactly the ratio you would be seeing and about the right pull rate. They actually had pulled less Blue Eyes out of their cases than those access code Talkers, but with so few pulled and so little competition currently there for this, we're seeing it spike over here towards 60, so pre-sales were a big dub. I do think competition will continue on this because it was bubbling up even higher and people are coming in and listing, but there go those $60 cards. Well, I had my tabs open and now there's 64 plus. And you look over at the EU, well, it starts somewhat lowish, but realistically it's around 59 to 60 euros if you're checking out on Card Market for this card. So it started spiking up in the EU first, and you can see that graph where, oh yeah, it's nice. Oh wait, panic, we're gonna buy it. And they actually have their supply over there, but they have so much demand versus usually less open product, I feel like. But seeing it spike over there like crazy, and it also following suit over here, weird to see multiple trends start over there and then follow. So Card Market's something we'll probably have to start paying a lot more attention to over time. A lot of people want me to cover, oh, it's calm over here, it's cheap, but no, that we've got some weird snapshots happening here lately, right? Also with Gold Series, there are so many amazing freaking out of this world misprints. I know Quality Control is a crap show where a lot of people are getting damaged cards, but if you pull one of these, this in just an hour was over $1,000 in the auctions. This kind of just looks like depression and something wrong's going on. And then you have this crazy Verte Anaconda, and here's a much better picture of it, among the access code and the Nessie we've already shown. So there's big money to be found in sealed gold if you get extremely lucky and find one of these crazy cards. Also, speaking about last year's gold, we see it shooting up even further as the successor in the line is actually here. We saw tons of sales around 160, but that doesn't mean that TCG Player shows the shipping cost included with that, and they're selling for 175 lowest at this point. We've shown time and time again, 130, 140, 150, 160. So this continues to climb and get harder to get despite a lot of the singles kind of bleeding value in here. I actually don't know if my next tab is Gold Series, but Nibiru getting another reprint upcoming in Secret Rare. Imperm ending up in a structure deck and bleeding value. Nothing but down in prices for this Blue Eyes and Dark Magician after the grading hype has fallen out just a bit. And also the Blue Eyes is the Charizard of Yu-Gi-Oh! Has calmed down. So these half prints of Dark Magician and Blue Eyes, short print if you will, we've been talking about that term, but they are half printed versus other ratios as a single without an alter art. they've done nothing but go down. So a lot of value bleeding, but Gold Series continues to defy that gravity with tons of singles not only having gone up over time, but being one of those products that doesn't rely on its singles, rather the legacy to go up over time, sealed as it does have its cult fans. Gold Series Future Fusion having a buyout. Maybe this is past formats. I don't really know. I personally don't like this version that much, although I will say Gold 1 and 2 are much better than Gold 3. If you look at an Infernity Archfiend in Gold, it just looks gosh awful. But first edition GX Collection, which you think would be way ahead of it, it's only $2.50. I do not understand what's going on here. Of course, the ultimate rare is the max rarity, but we see this trend happening in multiple places. Like, you have Royal Oppression Gold shooting up in price, and I didn't know every version of Royal Oppression for past formats was $5+, and you do have the dual terminal version, which looks relatively nice in the old school DT, probably being max rarity by most people, but the only true holo is the gold rare here out of Gold 4, which again is that darker gold that I personally just don't like versus the first two. So do consider there's a lot of gold hype through the market right now as people look up Gold Series and go to past Gold Series, and there's these prices just spiking for past formats versus like Dualisog is actually a really nice rarity, and this is untouched at $1.50 to $2. Why are you buying out the gold like this? Let me know in the comment section down below if you're one of them. We were talking about Monster Mash on stream, and I was going through past boomer memories. We pulled up Gallus, which has not had a reprint. You might recall during a format where Burning Abyss resurfaced surprisingly over time and managed a huge top cut, Gallus was a star in there to help make Naturia Beast awesome. And the secret rare has gone from being $20 down to $2 to $3 over time. So you might want to pick this one up sooner than later, just having a bit of a penny stonk here. And if we look at the other versions of Gallus, you have the game promo, which is an original super rare, falling back down to like $10, $11, and you have the common being super easy access at under $1. Now, the GX collections were re-waived, if I recall. That's why the unlims are more prevalent. So you might want to pick out the first editions among them because they're much harder to find. But just a bit of a penny stonk that I noticed that has skipped having any kind of reprint for its fall. It's more just been more obscured, forgotten about, but still a card that could find itself very relevant one day. And then relevance, Queen of Thorns has gone up in price over time, similar to Iron Chain Dragon, where it's just in some past format extra decks, yet didn't get an easy access reprint. We have an Astral Pack common from tournament packs in a sense. If you're not familiar with Astral Pack, it's like OTS packs. And then we have Crossroads of Chaos being the original super rare. Not much more, just pay some extra money, get yourself a super rare, even if it's unlim. It's better than having a unlimited common in my book, especially near mint. But let's find out where the first editions actually stand. I haven't looked that up, and I'm clicking page after page. I swear I'm not padding the time on this market watch. They are $15 a piece. If you didn't know to put mid-rolls in a video, you just need to get to 8 minutes. So anybody ending at like 8 or 801, you could accuse of that. Used to it was 10 minutes, but like I sincerely just didn't know what the first editions were. So $15 on Queen of freaking Thorns for past format. First edition, grab yourself a super unlim around $6 if you really just need a copy for past formats. That being said, thanks for watching today's Market Watch. What did you think of everything from the memes / actually did you know Volcanics were worth so much money to people paying a lot more than normal summon Alistair all of a sudden, although much less on the invocation end of that. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. And yeah, it's kind of a wild ride for Gold Series 2. We'll keep our eye on it later through this week, especially with Black Friday. The vendors are going to just get it in hand. Then that Black Friday and Cyber Monday bonus bucks back are going to hit. I don't look forward actually to what that roller coaster ride's going to look like, but I'm going to kind of enjoy being on the roller coaster itself.